Several drivers have been arrested for speeding on the N1 in the Western Cape. It's one of the busiest highways during the festive season. Our reporter, Craig Smith, there is in Worcester and joins me now for the conversation. Craig, thanks a lot for joining us this morning. What apparently is something that is quite alarming is the fact that about 900,000 Rand worth of fines have been issued thus far. That says something about people paying attention to the rule of law as well as the rules of the road.
Good morning, Faith. Yes, we're on the N1. We know it's that time of the year where we see thousands of vehicles on the road on a daily basis, and every week we receive the stats from the local authorities with regards to the number of arrests made, the number of fines being issued, and also the driving behavior from motorists here in the Western Cape. I'm joined by the Traffic Chief, Kenny Africa, to talk on this issue. Thank you so much for your time, Mr. Africa. We know that this weekend alone many arrests have been made. Can we talk about the arrests made and also the driver behavior since the start of the festive season?
Good morning, Craig, and good morning to our listeners. Yeah, we embarked on a special program with regard to speeding. People who did excessively high speed on our roads since Christmas Day, we arrested over 24 speedsters in the Western Cape, especially on the road between Touws River, Laingsburg, Beaufort West, Aberdeen and Three Sisters. In Laingsburg we arrested 9 speedsters, and in Beaufort West we arrested 15 speedsters. And the highest speed that we recorded was in Laingsburg 181 kilometers per hour, and in Beaufort West average speed of 171 kilometers per hour. Now all these speedsters has been arrested, and they will be appear in court soonest. Apart from the speedsters that we arrested, we also arrested a lot of drunken drivers. This is still a major problem in our province. Every weekend after weekend, we arrest over 40 drunken drivers on our national and main roads. And our message in the Western Cape are very clear. If you drink and drive or do excessively high speed on our roads, we will arrest you, and that's no joke. We are very serious, and our officers are rendering a 24/7 service in the Western Cape. Any time of the day or night, our officers are on the road, and we also started with a new program, the RBT, Random Breath Testing, which means that our traffic officers can stop you at any given time, any day of the week, any time of the day, and do an alcohol test to make sure that you are not under the influence. Another thing that is also worrying to us this time of the year is fatigue. You know, fatigue is a silent killer, and especially on the so-called notorious road of death between Touws River, Laingsburg, Beaufort West, Aberdeen and Three Sisters, we started with a program where we stop public transport vehicles every evening after 8 o'clock at night till 6 o'clock in the morning, making sure that our drivers are fit to drive their vehicles. And if there's an instance that a driver is tired, our officers will park that vehicle, take the keys away from the driver for at least 5 to 6 hours, making sure that the driver is fit to take on the next 200 kilometers or 2 hours. Now, the good news in the Western Cape is that we are 58 fatalities down on last year's figure, which is a very positive news in the Western Cape. The fact that we brought the fatality rate down over this festive season from the 1st of December. But the festive season is not over yet, and we are on our roads, especially from tomorrow onwards, with the high volumes of traffic that will come into Cape Town and leaving Cape Town, especially to the coastal areas. You know, people are having nice times, and there are some of them who think they can drink and drive in our province and get away with it. And our message to those drivers is very clear. We will arrest you. We will have a no-nonsense approach, so please do not even think of drinking and driving. Make sure that you have a sober person to drive your motor vehicle, or make use of Uber, or rather stay at home. But don't get behind the steering wheel of a motor vehicle in our province whilst under the influence of alcohol. And then another thing that's also worrying, not only in the Western Cape but throughout South Africa, is people who are still using cell phones whilst driving and texting whilst driving. And that is not on. We will take your cell phone away from you.
Thank you so much. That was Western Cape Traffic Chief Kenny Africa, just giving us a sense of the start of the Western Cape, the roads, and how the driver behavior, the number of arrests, the number of fines issued. And yes, thank you.